Joining us now is our cover person for the Inc. 500 issue, Jessica Mah. Jessica, hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So the company inDinero, and you are 25 years old.
Now I'm 25 yet.
I have not read this story yet, have you?
I have not read it actually. I just don't like reading about myself. In fact, it's kind of weird to look at myself too.
All right, here, throw that away. So, I mean, you're on the cover of Inc. magazine.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It's really cool. I mean, I've been reading this since I was 12 or 13. I've been following this forever, and it was really inspiring for me growing up.
So what is it you like about being an entrepreneur and Inc. magazine and owning your own business? What inspired you at a young age?
I have my mom. She was an entrepreneur. She was doing her own business. And when I was young, like all my friends were picking up really horrible jobs, like cleaning toilets, working at some cafe, or raking leaves, like really boring things. And I thought, wow, I could like turn a hobby into a business and make more money in the process. So that's why I've been doing it from an early age.
What is this early age you're talking about?
I mean, I did my first business when I was in second grade, so I was probably like 7 years old at the time.
What was it? What did you do?
I was selling traced drawings on the playground to other students. And my first deal, it was a friend of mine. I sold him a traced drawing I made, beautiful cartoon, I think, for $100. And I'm like, all right, cool, it's a good first deal. And it didn't even occur to me that that was bizarre. I had no idea.
It was natural, right?
Completely natural.
Yeah, well, that's the blood flowing through your veins of an entrepreneur. Now, inDinero, let's give us the beginnings of inDinero. When did this start?
inDinero started in 2010, and it was inspired by all the other businesses I'd started. Going through high school, going through college, I started companies where I didn't know how to manage my money. I was really concerned about accounting, about cash flow, taxes, and I had to call a bookkeeper, call a tax accountant, set up QuickBooks, set up all these other software vendors. It was really complicated.
And you were doing this as a teenager, if I'm doing the math right.
Yeah, I had to go through this several times, and my parents, they're like, yeah, like, here's what you might want to look into. It's really complicated, it's really scary, and I was really intimidated by it. I mean, what did I know about money? And I thought, there's got to be a company out there that could just take care of all of this for us, and there wasn't.
What is inDinero? Tell the world.
In a nutshell, inDinero does all the accounting, taxes, and back office operations for a small business. So instead of hiring a bookkeeper, an accountant, a tax person, setting up QuickBooks, Bill.com, Expensify, and all these other software setups, we're gonna consolidate it all in one place. So you just call inDinero, we take care of all your finance operations. You don't need to hire anyone anymore. You don't need to manage that or know anything about it.
So you're on the cover of the Inc. 500 issue of the magazine. That means you must be in the Inc. 500. Where are you?
I'm number 100 something of the 5,000 on there.
Your growth then, are you dealing with all this growth with like craziness, or you got it all under control? You're 25 years old.
It's definitely intimidating. It's a lot of work. So I'd say that anyone who says I have it under control, they're lying through their teeth.
Yeah.
Like they absolutely don't have it under control.
You could look like you do.
But you don't. You absolutely don't. I think that's great. Like I could talk to other people, like here at the Inc. 5000 conference or anywhere else, and just say, hey, here are the problems I'm facing. Someone who was originally being like, oh yeah, my business is so awesome, they'll like let their guard down a bit and be like, wow, I've been through that. In fact, I'm still going through that.
We've all been through that.
Absolutely.
No matter what it is, we've tripped on the same things in life, you know, when it comes to business.
Yeah.
So where do you go to get mentorship?
I really believe in the CEO group, so I'm part of EO, which is Entrepreneurs Organization. I'm part of YPO, which is Young Presidents Organization. I'd say that's really where I get the best support, anywhere. And then I have my investors. I have some extremely supportive investors. A lot of people I've noticed here are really worried about that, about taking in money from someone, and they might tell them how to run their business. But for me, all of our investors are extremely supportive. They just want to see me succeed.
So how about education? You're talking about, you know, elementary school, and you're already doing little businesses, and along the way, did business get in the way of education, or did it help?
I'd say that business really was tough on my education. Well, I was just really distracted. And I even had teachers calling my parents saying, hey, like, Jessica can't run her business on the playground anymore. Like, this is off limits. And yeah, I mean, it really made it hard for me to focus on school. I was really not a great student. And I'm not proud of that. Your priorities are your priorities, and business and learning about that was #1 on my list.
But isn't business and education, if you're doing it that young, you're really learning a lot?
That's true. You're absolutely right about that. So I think in hindsight, yeah, it was probably the best education I could have had. But it's not what we typically think of when we say the word education. My guidance counselor told me about this great college where you could go when you're 16 and you don't need a high school diploma, but you have to take the SATs. You have to have good grades for at least a year. So I got everything together. 10th grade, I nailed it. I did really well in school, crushed my SATs, and then went straight to college.
I love it. So then, did you get a degree in anything along the way, or?
So I got my bachelor's in computer science from UC Berkeley at the end of the day. I'm happy I did that.
Yeah, it must have frustrated you along the way, though. It's like, I want to make money, I want to get into business, and got to get these things for my parents, right?
It was for me too, in a way, because I needed to make the friends, I needed to build up my social life, and I was pretty awkward in middle school and high school, so that helped a lot.
It's fun to see you doing what you're doing, and the fact that you're, I don't know, you haven't lost anything along the way. You're not this person that could be bitter. You're really better by this whole experience.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, I mean, because business can really harden you up.
I think if anything, this has made me think even bigger and bolder. I'm more ambitious now than I was a few months ago. Like maybe a year ago, I was calling my mentors and thinking, wow, like maybe I'm not going to be able to build a huge business and it's not going to be great. And over the past few months, that attitude has completely shifted. Now I'm like, wow, I could really crush it. I could do really great things in the world.
Really crush it, but you've done, I think the number is 2,862% in growth. I mean, that's not crushing it?
It's a really bizarre number.
I know.
It is easier, though, to grow fast when you're starting with nothing. I mean, we've only been selling our service for a little over 3 years. It gets harder and harder over time. And also, I think getting to where we are today, that was tough, but getting to the next level is equally as challenging, if not even more difficult. What I didn't realize when I first started my business was I wouldn't be able to be complacent. Like, have you ever thought, all right, start a business, then make $1 million, then I could just sit on a beach all day and chill? Have you ever thought that?
No.
Well, that's good, because I did, and I'm regretting that now, because that's not the case.
Watching my family, because we're all entrepreneurs, you know, life is work. And if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. I happen to love what I do.
Oh, amazing.
And I love interviewing a person like you, Jessica Mah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
She's our cover for the Inc. 500 issue.